freaking cold, Lena. Parking lot's full. Car runs great though. Rock down to the beach. It's a sunset, but we'll see. Welcome back. We're going to talk about my clutch for my 911 997. Recently had it done. Okay, so the story goes. I knew the clutch was bad in the car, or something was wrong with the car when I bought it, because the clutch always made a sound when you pressed it down. I just assumed it was the throw-out bearing. Yeah, it always made a whiny, grindy sound. The clutch disc on it, on the other hand, actually still has all the grooves on it. See these little lines? When those are worn out, then the clutch is pretty much worn out, kind of like brake pads. A lot of times when people replace these, it's worn down to the rivets, and that's when it really starts slipping. But the new clutch is probably twice as thick as this, so it's probably fairly worn down. What does it cost? Now, to an independent shop. I originally was going to take the car to Porsche Hawaii. I usually take my cars to Porsche of Hawaii, so this is probably not relative to a lot of people because they live in the US where they don't charge as much. But so I originally contacted Porsche of Hawaii after I did something wrong with the car. I was taking it out filming some wide open throttle runs. And the first hard run I did, I felt something wasn't right when I put the car into third. And then we ran it again, and then it definitely didn't feel right from a stop, just chattering. Bad vibration when the clutch was engaging. And I did the video and I swapped the motor mount and that didn't fix it. When I had contacted the local dealership, Porsche of Hawaii, but I asked them about the clutch, and I know a friend of mine had his clutch recently done on his 997S. This is a convertible. And he paid around $3,000, and someone else recently that I'm acquaintances with took their Porsche to Porsche of Newport Beach, and they spent about $2,700. There's an S, but I'm sure it's all comparable. Now, where did I take my Porsche? I took it to Motorworks, spelled with W-E-R-K-E-S. It's a husband and wife, small shop, a few little mechanics. The guy that runs the place, Gerard, he's pretty cool, neat guy. Too much noise in the garage, sorry about that. So what did it cost me to get it all squared away? Took the car to Motorworks in town, independent shop, mom and pop. The guy that owns the shop is really cool. He gave me some books because I told him I'm planning to track the car in the future, and so he gave me some books, specifically read this one. I didn't know he was a race car driving instructor. And he used to be totally connected to the racing scene. His father used to run the drag racing strip, which I'd never been to in Hawaii. Alright, squirrel moment. From Motorworks. I really like them because their prices are actually a little bit better than what I can buy the stuff for, because I think they're getting a better deal on the shipping, or they're getting it locally somehow. Clutch kit, $708. Pilot bearing, $32. They also did the rear main seal. When you're in there, you gotta take the transmission out. $36. Sealing washer, flywheel bolts. Flywheel bolts. I guess they're one-time use. $24 for, how many bolts are there? 8 bolts. Oh, needed a new clutch arm. I think it's called the clutch fork, but they call it the clutch release arm. The guide, pivot pin, some other stuff, I don't know. So total $28.62. It was $16.20 labor, $11.13 in parts. Oh yeah, so I also did the gearbox transmission oil because I have no record of it being done, and I think it's supposed to be done at 90,000 miles. Car has 139, 140 something thousand miles on it. So yeah, I have a high mileage car. A lot of people take their car to this guy at the Motorworks place who have air-cooled cars. He's one of the few air-cooled Porsche mechanics. He's pretty cool. Got my toy back, clutch is all fixed, car drives like it should. Now we're gonna take an interesting turn. So, an old friend, known this young lady for 28 years, I think. Her dad has 2 Alfa Romeos that don't run. They've been parked in the garage for a very long time. And I've decided to volunteer my time to get them running. So if they pay for the parts, I'll fix it. Supposedly they were just driven, parked, and never driven again. And that they're an older couple. So this should be fun.